What's up, guys? Team Stamp West. We're back with a 2018 in the bag, and we're gonna look at my fairways. So to start is a Heat. I just have never seen another disc that does what Heat does. This is just a really very versatile disc still in my bag. This one is a little more stable as far as Heats go, but I can give this a little hyzer, flip to flat. It'll go very straight, maybe a tight S-flight with a little bit of fade. More often where I'll throw this is for longer shots, 330, 350, somewhere in there. Something that I want to throw flat or with a baby, just tiny hyzer, flip to flat, or ride flat and then finish right. I really am still working on the longer forehand throws. I have them, but I'm not super confident in them. And the Heat really allows me to sort of fill that understable fairway driver line with consistency. Next up, we have a Undertaker. This one is, I believe, 169 grams, so it's a little bit lighter. First run Undertaker, and this thing has been in my bag since they first came out. I have thrown this disc a lot. I really know what it's going to do. For me, these are very, very straight with a tight S-flight, partially probably because it's 169 grams. But I also really like to throw this one for thumbers if I need to. Thumber approach shots, being not very wide rim, I can really get a good grip on these, and I can really rip on these for overhead shots, at 250, around 250, 300, which for me is, I guess, about all I really need for a thumber. I don't throw them very much, maybe once a round if I need to, but this disc has been in my bag for a long time and isn't going to go anywhere. Next up is my stable Undertaker. As you can probably see, this one is very flat top. Really, really flat first run Undertaker. For me, I can really rip on this. It's very straight to fade. I'll throw my Undertakers for 300 to 350 foot throws as far as fairways go. And with this one being so stable, again, I can really do some shot shaping with it if I need to. Put a little anhyzer and know that it'll fight out of it. If I have a long hyzer, this is usually what I'll grab as opposed to the lighter one. Just really, really stable Undertaker. Pretty good for forehands as well. As far as forehand throws go, I don't throw this one a ton, but when I do, it is a very straight fairway for me forehand. Probably partially because of the flat top. Works pretty good for forehands on a nice flat release, but really good disc in my bag. Sees a lot of work. And last up is the Vulture, the 2018 Discraft release. The proto, this is the test flight plastic Vulture and the Big Z plastic, and these are really kind of a tweener between a fairway and a driver, I think. A little bit longer Undertaker, a little more glide than the Undertaker, a little more dome than the two that I have, a little deeper. I think the Big Z plastic in general is slightly less stable than the Z plastic. And so I'll throw these where an Undertaker isn't quite enough disc, but I don't want to bump up to a high-speed driver. These have great stability. You can really rip on them. Also, really good forehand disc as well. It seems to be very forgiving, has a lot of glide to it. Again, very straight with a little more fade than my Undertakers. I can give these a little hyzer, flip to flat for forehands, but really versatile disc. Definitely recommend checking one of these out if you have not yet. So that's it for my fairways. Pretty simple. Really just the 4 discs. Was the 3 until we added the Vulture in there, but again, pretty simple. All of my discs have a very particular line, and since these have been in my bag now for, other than the Vulture, for over a year, I can really do some shot shaping with them if I need to. So that's it for fairways. We will get into the high-speed stuff last.